Hey YouTubers, Mike Martins here, Mike Martins Show. Just a little follow-up story. I want to follow this story up because it's actually kind of numbing. Border Patrol agents are stopping people on New England highways to check their citizenship. So, remember guys, within 100 miles of the U.S. border, they got this buffer zone, right? So what they're doing now is they're actually laying out more search. Let's read that article so you guys can understand what I'm saying. From far from ground zero in the Trump administration crackdown on illegal immigration along the southern border, U.S. Customs and Border Protection checkpoints on highways on Maine and New Hampshire are catching the eye of civil liberty groups. On Interstate 95, near the remote northern Maine town of Lincoln last week, the Border Patrol said it made nine drug seizures and 2 arrests for immigration violations during an 11-hour checkpoint and operation in which agents asked motorists about their place of birth and citizenship status. The federal agency, one of several centers growing humanitarian crisis involving 2,300 children separating. Okay, let's go into what's actually happening here. Right. Travelers have the right to remain silent. It is said in a statement, travelers who do cooperate are passed through quickly unless agents expect that they are in violation of federal law. Travelers who refuse to cooperate may be referred to a secondary examination area, allowing agents to conduct additional questions to determine the traveler's citizenship or residency. Armed with search authority and conducting immigration checks with a reasonable distance of 100 air miles U.S. land borders and coastlines, the Border Patrol also set up checkpoints last weekend in Interstate 93 in Woodstock, New Hampshire. So what's happening, people, is this whole crackdown on Canadians crossing the border and checking phones, and it's a really long article. I'm just going to leave a link for this for you guys to read. I want to know what you guys think about this because it's been. I think Trump is making a mistake creating an enemy on every front. And I don't think that's a good thing to do, especially when you want to focus on a good, clean, strong administration. And you don't want to, upset people all over from every angle possible. Because then your neighbors to the north, we're your biggest trade partner and stuff, and a lot of Canadians are being shaken down. Now, even after they cross the border, they cross the U.S. border, they get into the United States. And 90% of people, 95% of people that are crossing are going to spend money in the United States and help its economy. It helps in many ways, right? But it's really sad that now people are getting shaken down 100 miles into the border. So, they're trying to say that within 100 miles around the U.S. continents, the whole United States, all around the country, you go around the country of the United States, with 100 miles within, there's, they say, this is what they say, you can look this up, it's on file, that the Constitution doesn't apply from 100 miles within the U.S. border, apparently. That's something weird. You can look it up. You can leave a link below if you find what I'm talking about. Within 100 miles of the coast and of both major borders, the U.S. Constitution does not apply for some weird reason. Look it up, guys. So, Canadians getting shaken down 100 miles within, 100 miles after being in the country. What do you guys think? Is it going too far? Creating enemies on every front is a bad thing to do, especially when going into trade wars. Canada's electricity, BC has been supplying California and all the whole western United States with electricity, and they haven't been paying for it. So I think Canada needs to step up and look sharp and say, hey, you're starting to pay for power, and we're going to charge you for the power you haven't paid BC Hydro for the last, I think, since 1979. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is going to become a really dirty trade war. I think this is going to become playing dirty pool. I don't know if anyone's going to start snookering things around here now, because there's a lot that's not on paper. Well, that's on paper, but they have to start ratifying and looking back at help that the U.S. is getting from Canada and starting to kind of remove that. If I was a Canadian politician, if I was in that position to do that, I would start shutting things down quick in a heartbeat. That's what I'd do. Let me know, because Canada is big. It's got sustainability. We have water. We have we supply Washington State with water too. So there's a lot of things that Canada could do on its own. It's got all the resources and minerals that the planet needs. Anything on this planet that you see around you could be made in Canada because we have the resources, minerals, and the manpower to do it. Comment below. Let me know what you think.